Welcome back to the Ciaran and Josh experience. We have Justin Mackenzie sitting in for Ciaran Sanders today.
Yep. I'm right here and I'm ready to roll. Just a little stand-in action going on here, and let's introduce our guest, Josh.
Well, yeah, we have today. We have none other than
Ryan Mackenzie.
Welcome, Ryan.
Thank you, Josh.
Very soft.
Thank you, Justin.
Very soft on the mic.
I like to keep it soft on the mic so the listeners' ears feel like heaven.
Ryan loves to just romance listeners' ears. It's been his thing probably ever since I met him.
You can actually find me on hotlines all over the internet if you're really into that kind of thing.
Yeah, can we leave a number in the description?
Yeah, we'll put Ryan's phone number in the description of this video.
Please feel free. Any inquiry, just let me know.
But yeah, Justin, how do you know Ryan?
Oh, wow. We go back a couple years now.
Really?
17, I think.
17 years maybe? Yeah. No,
Actually,
I remember
18.
remember the first day you came out of the old womb there. It was just an absolute pleasure right from the start.
Wow.
Just
Josh, you have about the
that's
same
heartwarming.
relationship, hey?
Well, just
Yeah,
to be
just
clear,
about
it
the
was
same.
not Justin's womb I was coming out of. We are brothers is our relationship.
Yeah, I definitely witnessed Ryan's birth too. I think, yeah.
Josh was there.
Yeah, we go back about 17
In
years.
spirit or in physical
Mostly
being.
in
We're
spirit,
not sure.
Yeah. I don't know if we met physically until, I want to say 2014? 2014?
2014, I think it was, Josh.
Was that through the play?
Through the play.
That
Ryan
was.
and I were in Greece together.
And we continued that brothership. Two more plays after that one.
Yeah.
Didn't we? Yes.
But, man, when I first met Ryan, what a nerdy little kid he was. It's like, this guy has no future. But then he proved me wrong, you know? Like,
With what?
I don't, like, Ryan matured a little bit, you know? He got a better face now. Back then, he kind of had a face you couldn't trust. Like, it was like, I don't know what I'm dealing with here.
Couple surgeries.
You know?
Later.
Yeah, a couple
He got a couple
surgeries for sure.
surgeries. Got a couple surgeries. He got a better face. I liked his face a little bit better. Sort of like Ryan a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? Like,
That happens. It
Yeah.
happens.
What are your thoughts on the mustache for the summer, Josh?
you know, the mustache, I gotta say, like, it's come in, it's like, it's got a good enough thickness that it actually doesn't look like super pervy, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, for those obviously who can't see, Ryan's sporting a pretty decent mustache right now, but
We'll
you
get it
know,
up on social media.
it's
We'll have
it's
a little
not
vote.
We should have
Yeah.
a poll.
it's not too patchy. But yeah, we'll throw up a poll and see. We'll have a vote. Keep it or shave it for the summer.
Wow,
Ryan.
that's a big one.
And Ryan will listen to the people.
I will shave it live.
Live
on the
video.
podcast.
On-
We'll just describe what he's doing the whole time.
All right, so let's get right into it. How do we do this, Josh? I'm a stand-in host. I feel a little vulnerable without Ciaran here.
I know I gotta say it is really odd to not have Ciaran here. You know, it feels weird.
Where is Ciaran?
I mean, Ciaran's
What's the
off in
situation there?
Ciaran's off in Mexico right now
Mexico.
for the second time within like 2 months or something like that.
Yeah, no, he's
He's
living a
back
life
and
here.
forth. I mean, now he's in Mexico City. He was somewhere else before. It was where was he before? Do you remember?
Somewhere Mexican
somewhere
for sure.
in Mexico, yeah. But yeah, he's in Mexico, staying with his uncle. He seems to be having a good time. It sounds like it's a bit colder than he anticipated, though.
Yeah,
Apparently
storm
it's rainy
season.
season. Yeah, 20 degrees Celsius and
Oh,
below.
the
sort of.
nerve.
I know. How dare Mexico do that? Why Mexico? Why do you got to do Ciaran like that? Come on, give me a break here.
So Josh, how have things? We've had a podcast in a while. How have things been with you?
You know, things been pretty good. You know, just been living, just working, going camping a bit.
Where'd you go camping?
For Canada Day? I whipped up to Ucluelet, which is right over
on the
by,
island there.
Yeah, right on the island over by Tofino.
Right on.
You know, surfed on Canada Day. I've surfed once before. Before that, it was in Hawaii, and I was like, I don't know, like 10 years old or something like
Catching
that.
some gnarly waves,
Yeah,
hanging loose.
dude, we met the nicest guy when we were in Hawaii, right? Like there's this guy who worked at this shave ice shop that we just frequented all the time, right? So nice. His name was like Dave or something, and
Dave
we're-
shaved ice.
Very
Yeah,
Hawaii.
yeah. And like this one time we were just mentioning while we were in the shop, we were like, oh yeah, we want to try out surfing, and he's like, oh, I got a bunch of surfboards. I'll lend you my surfboards for the day. And here's the great beach to go to, too. We roll up to the Shave Ice shop the next day. This guy has known us for a few days at this point, right? Gives us his surfboards to take out for the day. What a nice guy, right? You know, directs us to this beginner's beach. We surf for a couple hours. I got up on the board once, but that one time was very glorious, right?
Riveting.
Yeah, so, you know, I improved a little bit this time. Got up dealing with bigger waves over in Ucluelet, but, you know, I got up a handful of times, and it was a fun time, you know?
Yeah, was it busy out there?
It wasn't too busy. I mean, there was a decent amount of people there, but man, I was blown away at how beautiful the beach is out there.
Yeah, it's awesome
wild.
up there in the summer, man.
Yeah, I mean, and the wetsuits do wonders. Like, you don't even know how cold the water is when it's wild. I didn't know.
That you, like, legally have to wear wetsuits.
Yeah, it's wild, though. Like, you don't even feel cold. It's like I'm warmer in the water in a wetsuit
Yeah,
than I was
no,
on
it's
the beach.
insane.
Yeah, but I had some troubles with the wetsuit. Actually, there's a good video, which maybe we should toss up on some social media platform where I tried to get on the wetsuit, and I guess they dry them inside out. So I put it on inside out first, and it was
rookie.
And it was so hard to get on, right? And then when I zipped it up, it was choking me out like crazy. And I was like, is this how it's supposed to be on? Like, is this how it goes on? And then I was like, okay, maybe I'm wearing it backwards. But then when I pulled it off, I noticed there was a Quicksilver logo on the inside, and I was like, oh, all right, okay. But
that's,
you know,
they all just point and laugh at you, and
they just had a little laugh at me. Yeah, you know. But yeah, it was really nice up there. It was a good weekend. Just you know.
Yeah, how many?
Did
Did you go with a couple people, or?
Yeah, I went with I think like 5 or 6 other people.
Nice.
You know,
nice little
just
getaway.
camping out there. Yeah, it was
Airbnb.
No, we were tenting.
Wow.
Yeah, it was originally supposed to rain all weekend, and then it was only raining a bit the day we got there, but we stayed pretty dry the whole time. It was nice.
Good for you guys.
Yeah.
Toughing it out.
Yeah. How about you guys? What did you guys do for Canada Day?
Ooh, well, what did I do for Canada Day? Ryan, what did you do?
I was actually in a baseball tournament all weekend. I got to celebrate our homeland a little bit in the nighttime, but I mean, I showed my pride, and I had a good time.
Josh, this is a story.
Hit me with it.
So, I had a little Canada Day soiree / pong tourney at my house, and
I was so sorry.
yeah, no, Josh originally got the invite, and I think he would have taken the trophy home, but couldn't make it out.
As I do, come on.
Dude, his vacationing schedule just interfered, and it's hard to get Josh and Ciaran in the same place at once. Either of them is always on vacation, it seems.
Dude, it's actually at this point, like, I mostly see Ciaran exclusively when we're recording the podcast. Like,
no, it's like, I'm working at Sharky's tonight, or no, I'm working.
And it's like the one night where the stars aligned. It's like, okay, we're recording the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. It has to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, we ventured to a few other parties, and probably around 11:30 there, Ryan, I got a call from Ryan Mackenzie. Oh, this should be interesting.
Really interesting, huh?
Yeah, it was one of his friends actually on the phone, saying, "Yeah, Justin, you need to come pick him up. He's in rough shape. He's been
why? I mean, Ryan's not 19. What did he do?
Too much juice. He was feeling a little too sick because of the
did
sugar.
He eat Chinese food? Did you get food poisoning?
Oh no, it's just the sugar in the juice boxes.
Oh, of course.
They have over at the old barbecue, and you know.
I know you get this guy sugared up, and he's not this smooth, sultry voice like he's displaying here.
With my baseball, I had no blood sugar. I was just playing, no eating, and then it just hit me like a ton of rocks. Yeah. So didn't really know how to handle myself at that point.
Yeah.
Course,
so I had to walk into the old house full of fresh graduates, which was always nice being the oldest at a party. Never awkward, but you know, we had to get him in a cab and ship him on home.
Oh yeah, just packaged him up and
sent him off.
Clicked
Mexico
Amazon
City,
Prime,
delivered to Ciaran Sanders' uncle.
Please take care for the next week. Yeah.
Until he gets there. Fragile.
Yeah, I did show how much I love my country at that point, or at that soiree of friends.
Yeah,
but
that was a full send.
I gotta say, it felt weird actually being in such an isolated place on Canada Day, you know, not seeing because I usually go out into the city at some point on Canada Day, right? And you know, take part in the festivities there, but there's just nothing going on there, right? I mean, I wore like a Canada shirt I'd tie-dyed, and the most like festivities I encountered was I was wearing it, and I was walking down the street in Ucluelet, and this crazy friggin' like, he didn't look like a crackhead, but he sounded like a crackhead.
Uculean,
Yeah,
or whatever you call them.
He looked like a put together athletic guy, but he sounded wild, right? So I'm just walking down the street in my Canada shirt, and he's like, Canada, yeah, Canada pride, yeah. Yeah, happy Canada Day. And I was like,
oh no,
you too, man.
Was he wearing anything Canadian or?
No, he was like out for a day of biking.
But he was not in the same spirit.
He was loitering outside this little cafe, but he looked like he had no plans to go inside. I don't know. He was a strange guy. Ucluelet people are, I don't know what drives you to live in that place, because it's so isolated from everything else. It's either like the weirdest people.
It's a good place to go for retirement, I would say, if you just need to settle down. It's a slow town.
Yeah. Like if you're not retired or surfing, there's something wrong with you. Like there's
you've been sent.
Like you're in witness protection program, like. But man, the surfers there, like
they shred.
They are like exactly what you'd expect,
No, they're typical stereotypical surfers. Yeah,
they're like, yeah, man, yeah, I can hook you up with a board.
Saw, dude.
Hit me with one of those, yeah.
Yeah, have you been? So we haven't got a concert update in a while either.
Yeah. Let's hit it with a concert update.
Let's hit you with a concert. We should do that. It should be a segment. Josh's concerts.
Oh yeah.
So you got to come up with a name for that.
A little catchy name.
A catchy name, yeah. Get that going.
Yeah.
Well, I like the segment names we got going on here though.
We got nice ones, yeah.
The weekly song of the week. SOW for start. Yeah. So.
Have we been talking about Ciaran on the streets?
Ciaran on the streets that's in progress.
Yeah. So we the last concert I went to was back at SBC Restaurant. I believe I've talked about that before, right? Yeah. I went to go see this local Vancouver band called Needs. They had a record release show for their new album Limitations, which I think is really good. It's probably their best work so far. And they're kind of like they're sort of punk, but they got a lot of other stuff going on there too. And there were some songs that had like a surprisingly good groove to them. Like it was wild, but
like it wasn't as heavy as their usual kind of vibe.
No, like it was heavy, but it was just like it wasn't like sudden and aggressive. Heavy. It was like there's like a real groove to it, where it's just like the groove that you would expect from kind of like some sort of funk piece, but it's like it was heavy, So there was some really good drive and stuff there, but the lead singer of this band, his name's Sean Orr. He just turns into a friggin' animal when you see him live. Like it's unreal, right? Like this guy's eating garbage on stage before, like it's like right. So he starts off with this like nice, like pristine, clean white shirt, and he's just throwing himself up. By the end of the concert, right, he's torn his shirt off. He's covered in beer.
He's completely naked.
He's all close to naked, right? He's like, he's stuffed like a flag in his pants. Like people are like literally coming and like picking him up and throwing his body on the ground. Like he just lets it happen and he just keeps going. He's like jumping on top of people and like people are throwing garbage cans. Like it was absolute anarchy in the place by the time like the show was over. But man, it was a spectacle to see those guys play live. I mean, I wanted to see them again because I saw them open for another round, right?
Yeah, you saw them open for
the Bronx.
The Bronx, yes.
And I was just so like interested how passionate they were about their performance, even though
like their individual performance.
Yeah, even though there was like barely anybody there at this point, because they were like the first opener, and also because the sound quality was terrible for them. But like despite all of this, like these crappy situations, they were so into their show, and I was like, that's cool, I want to see them again. And man, they put on a great show. I chatted with the lead singer, but afterwards it was cool. I definitely recommend seeing them.
Yeah,
absolutely. And then just this weekend, I'm whipping down to Seattle for All Them Witches. They're playing at this thing called Seafood Fest out in Ballard. And apparently it just started off as like a sort of like a seafood celebration thing.
Yeah,
but now,
I'd like to hope so.
But now it's more of like I guess like a celebration of culture and all that. There's like music and all different forms of entertainment and obviously seafood, right? So gonna go hang out down there for the day. All Them Witches is one of the headliners of the show, and I'm gonna catch their show because they're releasing a new album soon, and they've been playing a couple unreleased songs live, so I'm pretty excited to catch that.
Some new content.
Yeah. I love those guys. Yeah. How about you, Justin? You got anything lined up?
No, this for concert wise?
Yeah.
No, I would still really love to go to Skookum though.
Yeah.
It's just an unbelievable lineup, man, but it just doesn't work with school, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, that's
so
a shame, huh?
won't be able to make it out this year. Hopefully they change that in the make it more of a summer kind of thing rather than a end of summer.
Yeah. How about you, Ryan? You were at a bit of an event this weekend, huh?
Oh, I was at an event, Josh. I was actually went east, not very far east, but out to Calgary for the Stampede. Got my cowboy on, as photos suggest, if you are a follower of the page. And it was just a great time. I mean, there was bulls and horses and cowboy boots.
Ryan, is there more to getting your cowboy on than just appearance?
I think it's actually a state of mind. I mean, when
Really?
people say
Elaborate on this, please.
when people say they get their cowboy on, I mean, once you put on that cowboy hat, you become a different person, or cowgirl hat.
Which one were you?
I like to think a little bit of both, Josh.
Oh, wow, nice.
Save a horse, ride a cowboy.
Yeah.
That was the motto of the weekend
That,
for Ryan
that
Mackenzie.
was the motto of the week, Justin. Thank you. But no, it was a great time. I believe I went there when I was probably 2 or just under 2. So
To the Stampede in Calgary. Yes.
in Calgary.
Same experience, I would assume. Couldn't change much.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it was different. It was new to me back then. I felt like a veteran going back.
For sure.
But
No, yeah.
I've never been to anything like it. I would highly recommend it. There's so much going on just in the city as well. I mean,
So what was it, like a big old rodeo or something?
there was the rodeo part to it, and kind of like the grandstand show. It'd be like if the P&E here was, Western and
Times 300.
times 1,000. But the cool part of it was how the whole city of Calgary came around to support the Stampede. Like, everybody had cowboy hats if you were a waiter, or hay bales around your store. Like, it was just cool
I've
to
heard
see.
it's incredible out there.
It was just cool to see.
Nice. That sounds like an excellent time. What's the craziest thing that happened on the weekend, Ryan?
The craziest thing. I can't say much, but
Keep this. This is a PG radar. Let's go PG.
PG.
Parents can be around for this.
There was just actually so much, and I think like the craziest thing, will kind of go with my my weekly news thing article, is that I was supposed to attend Jeezy's concert at one of the tents set up by a club in Calgary, and probably 20 minutes before arrival at said tent, everybody got a message saying that he will no longer be able to perform tonight due to problems with him entering Canada. And I think it really had everybody upset. I mean, they offered full refunds, and you could still go to the tent tonight to see the DJs playing and stuff. But I gotta say, Jeezy's crew took it very well. Having all his band come out still, just
So
showing
his crew made it down, but he didn't?
Yeah, it was. I guess it was a
Wow.
personal
They
thing.
leave men behind.
Yeah.
So what do you speculate it was?
I know he's had some problems. He got a drug bust a couple weekends ago in.
Why would the guy bring it over the border though? Like, why would he even
I don't know
try?
if
And
that's
why
what it
is
was.
Jeezy at the Stampede?
Yeah.
Is another question.
I
It just
think-
doesn't seem appropriate.
Actually,
Like when I think rodeo, I think G-Eazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
No, that
think-
you're very right.
Yeah.
I think that was the whole part of what they were doing, is getting a different crowd, just not people that are your typical cowboy Stampede goers, but get young guys out, just a different crowd,
Yeah.
so that they can bring everybody around this event, not just the people for the Stampede part of it. They can bring every type of crew out, there.
Yeah. That's interesting. That's cool.
I think Jeezy's a nice lead-in for our next little thing. I want to get Josh on a tangent here.
All right. Hit me with
This
it.
past weekend was Fivded in the park.
Of course. Fivded.
Yeah, Josh, why don't you? Josh was not in attendance, unfortunately. He
I
was
didn't
on
make it
vacation,
out.
so he couldn't make it this year.
Oh man, if I wasn't on vacation, I would have been there. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts on Faded? Josh is not about that kind of music, as I'm sure, judging by his
Shit, you
concert
could tell.
bands he's attended.
I just don't I don't get it, man. Here's
There we go.
Like-
Game on. Round one.
I don't get how it becomes such a focal point of people's lives, you know, where they're like, oh yeah, I love faded, I love raving, like it's my life, like it's my identity. It's like what, you know, like what's going on here? Like why? Like it's somebody who goes up on stage, like they got a laptop and they press a button, they press play, and then they kind of jump around, right?
Yeah.
Like what, like
I'd pay $300 to see that.
$300, like $300, right? That is way more expensive than any concert you're gonna go to. Like, why do you pay more for that? You
pay more for less.
So much less, yeah. And I don't get how it becomes such an important thing to some people. I guess, you know, maybe we should have a raver on the podcast just to hear their take on it.
Do we know a raver?
I don't even know if we do. I mean, like, maybe we'll just
Angela Banatter, a former raver.
A former raver.
Former raver. She quit.
Yeah, apparently she didn't love it, right?
Yeah, no, she's rave free for about a year now.
Really? Wow. Good for her.
Shout out to Angela.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Angela for just really powering through that. We're here to help you whenever you need.
It's got to be like a drug thing, right? It's like the cult following the Grateful Dead have, right? It's like a bunch of people who like just love acid, who are like following the Grateful Dead around, and it's an experience, right? Because everyone always says about like raves and stuff, they're like, it's so good and it's so inclusive and it's so fun. Like I could have gone and been completely sober, like on zero drugs, and I would have had just as good a time. And then I say, oh, have you ever gone completely sober? And they're like, no. But I could, and it would be great, you know? It's like, oh, okay, all right. But like I don't get it. Why are people so willing to just throw money at these things? Like you don't even really get to witness a performance, right? Like they
do include rappers.
Yeah, I guess they include rappers,
which I can appreciate.
I guess not at most raves. I guess at Faded
such as Contact, and right? Contact's the big one in Vancouver.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, no, I don't think I could ever step foot into that Contact festival.
Yeah, and the other thing I was just talking about on the weekend, actually, I was saying like I don't get like the whole like rave outfits thing, you know? They just seem so goofy to me. Like it seems like people so unironically will like put soothers in their mouth and like, you know, decorate themselves with all these beads and all this like face paint and stuff. Completely unironically, right? Because it's this setting, they can take themselves seriously wearing all this, right? And it's like I just don't get it, right? And somebody else said to me, oh, well, maybe it's like, you know, you see these people at some of these like metal and punk shows we go to, and they have all these piercings and stuff. Yeah. And it's like, okay, fair. They look kind of goofy, but that's just like how they dress in everyday life, right? Yeah. Like, that is just their lifestyle. That's how they look. With like raves, it feels like it's like Halloween. It feels like it's a costume party. But for some reason, it's not thought of as goofy, right? You know?
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
I just don't understand it. It's like, it's mind-boggling to me.
And again, we're not trying to, you know, offend anybody who enjoys.
If you love raves, you're a terrible person.
Wow, there it is. Yeah. All right, so there goes some of our audience.
Don't even take that with a grain of salt. I mean exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, actually, we'll have to get Ciaran to weigh in on this to see if we still have any viewers left.
Ciaran's gonna be listening to this. He's gonna be like, I was away for 1 week and they destroyed the entire podcast.
Oh, I love it. I love getting Josh fired up.
Yeah.
You know, both times I've been on the podcast, it's either, and it's always about music too.
Yeah.
It's either Greta Van Fleet, raves. I'm gonna try to find something next week to get him just
pokes the bear.
Yeah. No, he's an animal.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan, you had tickets to Faded, right?
I did. I won him on a radio. I was actually planning on going.
Yikes. What were you? No. What would you wear to Faded, Ryan?
I actually had an outfit. I would probably go.
Was it a banana hammock?
Might as well have been. If there was a third day, that would have been my outfit.
Yeah.
But no, I was gonna wear a basketball jersey, as I wear to every almost event that goes on. But I do agree with you. I mean, it's so different at Faded. I mean, it's a mixture of like a rap concert and a rave. But I'm not a big fan of the, you know, bedazzling of yourself, and I just don't really understand that. Like I have a taste in music that I enjoy. Some of the performers that Faded. I mean, I feel like you're feel free to do whatever you want. I don't know why that's what they want to do. Like the bedazzling and face paint doesn't make sense to me. But I think it's just a choice that they're gonna make, and I think it's totally fine whatever they do. But I would be there for the music and just the good time that everybody's having. Jumping around and stuff. But it's an interesting point you brought up. I have no idea why they would do that.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I feel like it's pretty common for people to just like not wear a lot of clothes nowadays. But there's like an almost odd lack of clothing sometimes at like raves and stuff.
I think that's why they get a lot of gentlemen out there.
Yeah, like when we were in McDonald's and we ran into a couple people
my goodness, it was
especially the guys. There were some weird outfits happening there.
I find it so interesting looking at the Instagrams after.
Like some of those guys looked like they walked into Gap Kids, went to the girls section and bought a pair of like overall shorts. Yeah. And that's what they were wearing. Like 7 sizes too small for them.
It's no holds barred.
Right?
Faded in the park.
Yeah, so strange.
2019 gear up.
Yeah. So
all
strange.
Right, should we hop right into the weekly here?
Let's get in on the weekly.
Ryan, guest goes first as always.
Yeah, mine was kind of I'm a bit new to the show. I didn't know about the news thing, but I think I'll bring it into that Jeezy was stopped at the border. And I think immediately when I got in line for or just to walk into the tent still, all the news feeds of Calgary were all over this story, getting everybody's input. But I think the big thing about it was at least having his band or his opener also performed, who was really good. I think that's what showed people.
Who's his opener?
Anthony Russo. I mean, I've never heard of him before. Not a lot of people have.
You a rapper?
He's not a rapper.
R&B,
kind
of
soul.
Cool.
Yeah, but I think he's got a cool sound. And I think I got to commend him on his effort to perform in front of a crowd that
Let's get Michelle. Let's get him on the pod.
Yeah, we'll make a few calls. But I think he went in front of a crowd that was already upset about somebody canceling, and he had a tough job, and I think he killed it. And I think it's also great that I actually met Jeezy's drummer at the thing. I recognized him from the last concert I was at. Cool. And I think just that they made the effort to come out kind of showed that it wasn't, we didn't make it in, we're going back. Like, he put some effort into this. And that's my weekly.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go, Josh. Do you want to hop in on the?
Yeah. So I'll hit you with
It's an exciting one.
All right. So a little warning here. It's a little PG-13.
I would say this is PG-13.
We'll censor some of the language in the title here, but all right. Here we go. A teenager got a USB cable stuck in his nether regions.
And take that how you will. There are multiple.
We'll leave that up.
There are multiple places you could get a USB stuck down there, and we'll just leave that open to the imagination.
Yeah. So there's a nice photo of an X-ray on here. So here she is.
So what he was trying to charge.
Yeah.
Or plug into.
I mean, I guess it's like the same sort of logic as you can get like an electric charge out of a lemon.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
He was desperate for a phone charging, right?
Or maybe it was like connected to his computer and he just decided to shove it up there and thought it would sink.
Yeah.
Imagine if he just put it in there
trying
and
to
sinking.
Trying to update the program.
Yeah. He's like, I want to update
This is Richard's nether region.
Trying to update to iOS 11. It's like, I mean, it is fitting. He was going straight through puberty. He's a 13-year-old boy from China.
Yeah.
Says he was, quote, curious about his nether regions. And, apparently, for some reason, unknown to the rest of humankind, decided that the best way to satisfy his curiosity would be to insert a phone charger into his nether regions. He inserted a full 20 centimeters.
Wow, he really got it up there.
Is that in inches? I believe rounding to the nearest, it'd be 7.8. Am I right?
Yeah, I believe you're right.
Thank you.
Yes.
Not going to do the math on it, but let's just go with it.
I didn't know you were such a conversion wizard there, Ryan.
That's Gain School of Business, UFC.
That is one of my strong suits, is conversions.
Yeah, no, that's an interesting one. I don't know, the fact that he just kept going. Like, he inserted the entire thing.
Oh,
we just got a live reaction of Josh.
No,
Josh
okay.
looking at
yeah.
the.
Oh,
Is that the
man.
X-ray,
He's
Josh?
seen the
No, the
second.
cable reached his bladder where it tangled and ended up in a knot. So when he tried to pull it back out, it became stuck. Ah!
Wow.
It's like the
I don't know.
headphones. It's like the headphones in the pocket. You
Yeah.
don't know how, but they always just
got all
get knotted.
tangled. They just happen to somehow, right? Classic Apple. Classic Apple. I mean,
they get you. They get
you
you.
screwed up here, Apple. I mean, you didn't. I mean, look out for this guy's lawyers. I mean, come on.
No,
you
they're-
should make him tangle proof. Give me a break.
That guy's gonna get.
We were all just
Apple
waiting.
iPhones for life.
We were all just waiting for some poor kid to do this and have the tangle screw him over. You know what I'm saying?
It's.
I mean, like-
Tangle screws me over every day at work.
Yeah. I mean, like who?
It's about time they get what they deserve.
Who hasn't tried a quick bod sync every once in a while? Right?
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. Exactly.
I mean, you have Ryan, right?
Yeah. I think he had some problems with his floppy disk, and he
Whoa.
needed to fix that.
Wow, Ryan Mackenzie comes in and just
Oh, that was a clever one.
that was
I enjoyed
that was
that.
quick.
Yeah. And that's probably about it for my jokes because I'll end on a high note.
And we're cutting him off there. We're turning off his mic.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Kill Ryan's mic, please. Yeah. Todd. Kill. No, we don't have a producer.
Now we're working on it though.
Yeah,
We're working on it.
We'll figure it out.
Ryan Mackenzie.
Yeah.
Ryan Mackenzie
Ryan Mackenzie.
could be a show
Yeah.
producer.
Yeah.
Here going on.
Wow.
Justin, you got a story for us?
Oh, do I have a story
Oh.
for you? All right, we're gonna hop right into it, and it's Florida news. Florida news.
Florida news.
You know it's gonna be a good one. All right, Florida man didn't drink while driving. He only drank while stopped at traffic lights.
Is that actually what he told police?
A Florida man stopped for drunk driving denies he was actually drinking and driving, claiming he only drank while he stopped at traffic lights and stop signs.
Oh well, that's a
I
nice
think that's
loophole.
clever.
That is
I
a fair
think
defense.
that is a
I think
fair
is-
defense.
Drinking and driving. The man did not drink and drive. I mean,
No, he
There is no law drinking and stop.
he drank and he drove, but they were not.
They were
not
simultaneous.
simultaneous. Of course not. Wow, I don't. How has no one thought of this before? This man's a genius.
Yeah. No, it's how old is this guy? He just.
How is Florida constantly just like pumping out geniuses all the time?
I mean, we think they're goofs, but they're just going against every single.
revolutionary.
They are revolutionary
I
down
mean,
there.
this man's basically a philosopher.
Yeah.
He's looking at life from a whole different perspective.
Yeah. No, that's. I don't think
giving
I've.
people hope.
When I saw that, I knew I was running into something special there.
What is going through this guy's head though? Like he's like, nah, man. I was just drinking at the stoplight.
Just
Like,
got
it's
a glass
like,
of.
Oh yeah, okay, yes, yeah, no problem. Sir.
So, sir, keep
you
going.
Keep going. Go ahead. Now you make sure you don't take any sips while you got your foot on the gas there. All right, have a great night, sir.
I love that. I love it. I love Florida.
Only in Florida.
We should have a. You could have a whole podcast on.
We should just have a Florida themed episode.
Oh, you could. I think that would just be
get
good
somebody
banter.
from Florida.
We should have. Yeah, we
Do
should
we know
have
anybody
a.
from Florida?
I don't personally, but I think if we ever do a podcast like trip, we should take a trip to Florida.
And live report all these events.
Live report. Just do it's a lot of Ciaran on the streets. Ciaran just out on the streets, doing his thing, talking to Florida people.
As always.
He brings that back to us and we chat about it.
Yeah.
you know?
No, Ciaran. Ciaran on the street is gonna be just. I don't even know what to expect with that.
Speaking of an experience trip, though, I still think we were talking about a thing on your episode. I still think we should go on a
Oh, we
Ciaran
definitely
and Josh experience camping
a
trip.
vision quest of sorts.
Yeah, and podcast from the woods.
From the woods.
I feel like
I think
that
we
would
sh-
produce.
I think
some
we
of the
should
real
just go on a
interesting-
hike and live feed in just what we're seeing, what we're doing. Maybe do a little bit of mushrooms.
Yeah, just bring a couple shrooms from Ceylon
Maybe a
Foods.
little bit of
have a
acid,
little
just
munch.
really get the creative juices flowing.
I think that would be a great time. We could.
Yeah, where would we?
It sounds like the Blair Witch Project almost. Like a little
Yeah,
Ciaran and Josh project.
the Ciaran and Josh project.
Yeah.
Oh, yikes!
But okay, I'll hit you with another story. I got another story on here.
Let's see how I can find another Florida story too here.
All right. 4 men accused of impersonating Texas police to pull over drivers in YouTube prank.
Wait,
These YouTube pranksters come on.
Those YouTube pranksters. Have you seen the one where he fills his back of his car with Coke, like Coca-Cola,
Yeah.
and he asks people on the street, "Do you want to buy some Coke?" And you have to see the video. It's actually hilarious. And then the cops ask him, and they're like, "Yeah, no, everyone's saying you're selling Coke." He's like, "Yeah, I'm selling Coke." And they just, like they have some of those guys just have no limits, and they're just not worried about anything.
It's like, what are you doing? I sold Coke out of my locker for like a year, and I made maybe about $100 like back in high school.
Yeah, no, good for you. Good for you.
That was the beginning of, maybe not the beginning, but one of the early flares of my entrepreneurial spirit. Selling Coke. It was a good time.
Yeah. So if anybody has any Coke needs, I'll send out Josh Mackenzie's number for all your Coke needs. He'll be here, and he'll be ready to give you some.
But these four boys, they're four grown men here. They're each facing a felony of impersonating a public servant. Being charged for that one. They're in court right now. But yeah, they made a 15-minute video where they ride around looking for people to pull over. They got lights on top of the car, the whole deal. Like it's decked out like a full-on police car. And they have fake police badges, and they'd
like the movie We're Cops.
Let's Be Cops.
Let's Be Cops. Yeah.
Yeah. This is that's probably what these guys were
They're
inspired
like,
by. They're like,
this
is a great idea. Why is no one doing this in real life? Yeah. But yeah, they did a whole thing where they'd ask people for their licenses and like put their hands against the car, sort of thing. Like total power trip here, right? And they gave the classic, "It's just a prank. It's just a prank, bro.
Oh no.
Just chill. It's just a prank. Come on, man. Come on." Like, first of all, you do this, right? And maybe it's hilarious, but then you upload a 15-minute video with like your faces in there and all that, all your personal information that you have up on YouTube at least. Like, what do you expect, dude? You got to be such an idiot.
Yeah.
Like,
no, that's
surprised you guys aren't from Florida.
They're not from Florida.
No, they're from Texas.
I mean, close enough.
Yeah,
it's same ballpark.
If you're listening from Florida or Texas, if you're actually from Florida and Texas, and you're listening to this podcast,
we'd love you to have it on the pod.
Yeah, well, you're on the right path. First of all, if you're listening to the podcast, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no offense. If you're listening to the podcast, you're one of the good ones.
Yeah, no, we'll fly up. We will cover no flight, no hotel fee. But you should come up.
You can definitely tent in my backyard.
Nope.
No. You can definitely tent in Justin's backyard.
Also, no.
Oh, okay.
You can stay in my back shed if you'd like.
Oh, that's nice.
I mean, Florida.
Put a roof over their head. That's nice.
Yeah, no, yeah. I'm all about Well, us Canadians. If
Oh,
you're listening down from the States, we're all about the hospitality up here.
We're good guys. All right, why don't we jump into song of the week?
Oof, and I'm gonna hit you off here.
Really? Oh, Ryan
passed the torch to me.
He wants some anticipation building on this.
All right, with
Ryan, you better have something nice cooking, dude.
Yeah, no, this is bringing up a lot of hype. So, I don't know if Josh, you're not much of a sports guy, are you? I don't know if you've been following the World Cup at all, or.
Well, I played house soccer for a couple of years back.
Oh, so you're right in there.
Yeah.
You're
house soccer.
How many games have you been to this? Guys flying out to Russia for the finals.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean,
wow. Yeah, but no. France won today against Belgium with a big win to get them through to the finals, and tomorrow we got England and Croatia, and my song of the week is actually England's theme song. I don't know if you follow any.
Yeah, you rooting for England?
I am rooting for England.
Yeah, same here.
England.
It's been far too long.
It's coming home.
England is like the home of soccer, man, and it's actually appalling that it's been so many years since they've won.
No, it's been like 1960 was the last time they made a final.
1968, yeah.
Was the last time they made a finals.
Man.
And their song, it's called Three Lions. It was originally brought out in 1996, and it's just coming around with all the forms of social medias, and it's kind of caught on as a meme thing, going around all the various Bleacher Report football accounts, and it's just hilarious what the English are funny people.
Yeah, man. Speaking of that, though, I mean, like, I've seen a lot online now. It's like that memes they're like essentially the new music promotion. Like
Yeah,
a
actually.
lot of music is taking off because of memes. Like
Well,
Weezer's cover of Africa,
Oh,
like they got on the chart for they got on the Billboard Hot 100, their first #1 hit in like a decade or something like
they
that.
got #1 with Africa?
Yeah,
That is a great song.
because of the meme of it, man. Like even like so part of the reason that This Is America by Childish Gambino took off
Yeah.
so much is because he purposely made the music video like so memeable that it becomes applicable to all these different situations, but it all comes back to the message that he's trying to put out, right? So yeah, memes, they're in a weird way the future of music promotion.
Or I think the biggest example of that would be the Yodel Kid. Mason
Oh,
Ramsey.
yeah.
He has singles out now, like, and he's actually touring, and
Really?
for real, he's
He will be performing at the Calgary Stampede actually next Saturday, I believe.
yeah,
Is the Stampede still on?
yeah, it's
Yes,
2
it will be
weeks.
go-
Oh, really?
Yes.
It's a 2 week
And he
long.
performs. That's very fitting that he'd be at the Stampede.
Yes.
Why didn't you go down for that weekend, Ryan?
That question cannot be answered because I do not have an answer.
I love how the majority of people do not actually know his name, and they just call him the Yodel Kid, right?
Do you know his name?
No.
Mason Ramsey.
Oh, wow. Okay. Do you think he's actually promoted as Mason Ramsey though, or is it like
He is now,
really?
but still people know him as the Yodel
Yeah.
Kid.
But do you think when there'll be like posters promoting his show out of the Stampede? Do you
I
it's
think
gonna
it'll
say
be Mason Ramsey.
Really?
Maybe Mason Ramsey and in quotes the Yodel Kid.
Mason the Yodel Kid Ramsey.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good wrestler name.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
should get in the ring.
I actually saw. I was in East Van, my
Yeah.
little home, my
Yeah.
second home, the
Yeah.
other day, and I saw a poster, $20 for what's it called? You know that like Mexican wrestling where they all wear the masks?
Luchadors.
Luchador wrestling show outdoors, $20. Can't remember the location, but how hilarious would it be to go see some low budget wrestling?
Oh,
I don't think there'd be anything better.
Like I've actually talked to Ciaran about this a bunch. We really want to go find a low budget wrestling show, get a couple of guys together.
that'd be unbelievable.
Yeah, and act like we're just like huge fans, you know, like this guy's coming
research,
Yeah.
get makeup, a costume or something.
Pick
Yeah.
one guy.
in. And like, yeah, we have this one guy. He's like fighting another guy. So I'm like, be like, no, don't give him the double-handed twist flip over the knee. He can't handle it. He can't handle it, man. Don't do it. You know, just get real into it. Just be like yelling the whole time, like.
If you think that's a spectacle, you should come out to Calgary next year on I don't know what day of the week it is, but it's a weekday this happens at one of the local clubs there. They have midget wrestling.
Oh, what?
Midget wrestling. And
This runs every week.
This runs every week. I don't know where they get their midgets from, or little people, to be politically
That
correct.
sounds amazing, but also terrible. Like,
Oh, I think it'd just be amazing.
yeah.
Justin, you've been out there for 2 years and you've not partaken in any of these.
You've been out there for 2 years and you haven't gone to any of that?
I've never been to a midget wrestling match.
Why?
I'm all about the education, man.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I haven't.
All you do is study all day?
Yeah.
I would take that day off every day to watch the midgets wrestle.
100%. I mean, you can drop your grades a few
I even
percent.
think I might even think it might be midget mud wrestling.
Oh,
So you
that
get
takes it to a new level.
the
That's
best of
wild.
both
3
worlds.
favorite things: midgets, mud, and wrestling.
wow. There he is again.
Yeah.
He's quick.
Thank
I don't know.
We should have a little stand-up segment for
Wow,
Ryan. on
Ryan
here.
Mackenzie.
Comes in and he just gets 5 minutes on the mic every
Just
week,
gets to just riff.
and it's all in this voice.
Thank you.
Yeah, we were talking to Ryan earlier. He should just be quiet the entire time and just kind of be a peaceful guest, because we haven't really had an absolute just non-talker guest.
Yeah.
Like the guest is usually an active participant, and I think it'd be hilarious if we just got one guest who just did the introduction
Yeah.
and did
then
their
just
song of the week.
silent, right?
And no, it's the Josh and Ciaran experience.
We actually gotta be like recording like on video with that one though, just to get the whole awkward element of someone sitting there quiet the whole time, you know? Yeah. We should start live streaming. I think maybe we can live stream a few episodes in the future. We can start live streaming. We'll organize it a
calls
bit.
in and
Yeah.
no, our buddy Tyler Jones, actually, we tried to get him on the pod.
Yeah.
He's out running a camp, who actually does run a podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've listened
Really?
to it. Yeah, it's called Best Coast Express. It's a sports podcast he runs with a buddy up from
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Trinity Western. Yeah, so if you're a follower of ours, go check it out.
We've got to have a little crossover episode with him then.
Oh yeah, big time.
He
Well,
can
I mean,
have.
we know how much you're into sports.
Oh yeah,
so.
he can have me on there, and I can say, yeah, I think England's gonna win. I bet you the guys who play forward are certainly gonna score a lot, and they're going to win.
Absolutely restricted to hockey. So if England won anything in hockey,
That's shocking.
that is
Revolutionary.
Josh McKenna hot takes.
I'll say, yeah, I think I think this is the Canucks year. They're gonna take the cup this year. They've
who's
out with the old and with the new, right?
Who do you
The
think's
Sedins
gonna
are gone.
perform well for them this year, Josh?
I'm gonna say Besser.
Wow, they got one.
We got one. Besser's
another one.
Besser's gonna be passing the puck all around.
To who? Who would
he's
you pass the puck to, Josh?
He might pass the puck over to.
I know what he's gonna say here.
He's gonna pass the puck over to.
Wayne
his
Gretzky,
name
man, come
escapes
on.
me. Yeah, of course, Wayne. Yeah. He'll be out there. He'll be doing his thing, scoring a couple goals. Tossing the puck in the net. Winning the cup. It's just how it goes. That'll be my commentary on their show. I hope. Yeah, I think it could work out. Memes are the new form of promotion, Justin. Memes are the new form of promotion.
Oh no!
All right, Ryan, why don't you hit us with your song of the week?
Kind of ironic to Josh's rant is my song of the week is actually one of the performers from
Fifth It
in the Party.
Oh man.
The song is "Remind Me to Forget" by Kygo. I think it is.
Kygo's. Have you listened to Kygo, Josh?
I haven't. I might have heard him before,
He's
but
more
I
of a chill
wouldn't have
vibes
noticed.
kind of
He
guy.
is,
I
and
actually kind of like him.
I think he's perfect for if you're on a patio in summer just to have on in the background.
It's a very specific setting.
Yeah.
Maybe if you're having a couple juices,
With boxes.
with a
A
couple.
couple juice.
If you're on the boxes.
Ryan's Ryan's a friggin' animal with the juices. He punctures the hole with the straw. He tosses the straw away, and then he just squeezes it straight from the box.
That's just.
He's putting my mom out of
He's
house
a
and
wild
home here.
child.
But yeah, I think it's a perfect song for the summer, and I'm a big fan of his music. That's all I can say.
Ryan, have you ever considered doing spoken word, like a little spoken word piece with some ambient tunes in the background, and you just kind of give us a little something like that?
I'll tell you one
speak
thing
words of
about Ryan's
encouragement?
voice, so it's very interesting. If you ever give Ryan Mackenzie a call, his voice is significantly deeper on the phone, and it is the funniest thing because he's like, he doesn't have like a deep voice, but it's not a high voice. But when he goes on the phone, you're like, oh, I'm gonna call Ryan.
Yeah.
He picks up, hello. And
Oh,
it's like,
yeah, I've noticed that. Ryan called me like 2 weeks ago to borrow a dashiki.
he's like, hey.
It's like, oh, Ryan, you finally hit puberty.
No,
Apparently not.
I don't know what's the deal with that, Ryan. Why do you do that?
I like to keep the people
I
guessing.
used to give people a different mental image. Than
Yeah,
Just in case it's someone on the phone that's.
you never know about these phones nowadays. People will be tracking your voice, and I think you got to switch it up. So when you guys are in trouble with the Russians, we'll see who's laughing when they switch up their voice. So.
Speaking of that, though, Justin, have you ever heard my voicemail?
I heard it the other day, and it is a delight.
Ryan, have you heard it?
I believe I have because
Because Josh has a lower voice.
Josh does have a
give it
lower
a
voice.
call and just play it through the mic. Okay,
Okay,
I won't answer. I'll hang up
Yeah,
immediately.
let's hang up immediately. Let's see if we can get this going here.
So this was recorded when I was, I think 13. It was like right before I went into high school, the summer before that. So
Josh McKenna, sorry.
It hasn't changed
since.
since.
Delay here.
No worries.
McKenna.
Come on, dude, you just texted me.
McKenna. Oh,
There.
you know, I was in the MA section at CMC. That's
Mick.
Bush
Kenna.
League. All right, here we go.
Hey guys, I can't get to the phone right now, so leaving your message at the beep. After leaving a message,
That's young Josh.
That's
McKenna.
very right to the point.
Wow.
I know. I didn't know what to say on that.
But
Voicemails are the
he still has
weirdest
the
things.
same Josh McKenna charm. It's, hey man.
It's hey guys, actually.
Hey guys, I can't get to the phone right now, so leave a message at the beep.
Wow. But then we don't get the beep right away, which is a little disappointing.
I know
We
there's a
have
little
more-
bit of awkward silence.
I think
couple
it's
couple
just
crickets.
a couple seconds to take in what you just
Yeah.
heard from
Yeah.
John.
No, for
Like
sure.
people are a bit shocked when they hear, "Is this the same guy I'm supposed to be?"
No,
calling?"
I hung up the phone immediately.
Back when I worked at Old Navy, they tried to call me and I went to voicemail, and they're like, when I was in later on like working a shift, they're like, we tried to call you, and
And some
I-
9-year-old
yeah,
girls.
so I think we might have the wrong number from you, and I was like, oh no, it's just my voicemail. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Have you considered adding your new voice?
No, people love it. It's a classic.
It's a classic.
I can't change it. Never.
Yeah, no, you can't. Even when he's
Like
30.
married with kids.
Yeah,
it's gonna be the same thing.
Hey, guys.
Hey guys, Josh here.
All right, Josh, why don't you hit us with your song
I'll
of the
hit
week?
you with my song of the week. So, my song of the week, I would have to say, is I'm gonna go with a song called "Lemon Glow" by Beach House. You guys heard of Beach House?
No.
Beach House is they just put out a new album about a month ago, maybe 2 months.
Is this
but
an all-girls band?
no, they're
No,
actually
that's
just
the
a
Beaches.
Oh, that's
no,
the Beaches.
no, they're
okay.
just
Formerly Done With Dolls, a Family Channel band.
but they're just they're a two-piece, kind of a bit of an electronic duo mostly. They have like a little bit of guitar going sometimes, but it's mostly kind of like electronic with vocals on it.
Raves.
No, it's far from rave. It's like really interesting. It's got a really cool vibe to it, and I think the song "Lemon Glow" builds really well. It's got this kind of weird sounding loop that it starts with, and then everything else just builds off the loop. And the loop initially sounds like it could be sort of angsty almost,
Yeah.
right? But then like the song, just as layers are added, it becomes like really chill, right? There's some real kind of sort of dreamy vocals on there, and it's just all around, the song's got a really cool vibe to it, and the way that they kind of just add and strip away layers just subtly the whole time works out really well, and like really contributes to the vibe of the song. So I'm gonna have to go with that one this week. Lemon
really
Glow.
thought you were gonna pull out a Greta Van Fleet.
Yeah, it was between Beach House and Greta Van Fleet.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he went with Beach House. That's Kieran's gonna be disappointed.
I freaking hate Greta Van Fleet.
No, don't get him in it. We'll be here for
Don't
another
even
hour.
get into it. We're gonna.
We've had our off-air arguments about Greta Van Fleet every time me and Josh hang out.
Justin, you lose every time. Come on.
Well, I
give me a
lose
break.
because I don't know what to say. Josh just gets so fired up. I think the guy's gonna have like a brain aneurysm or something.
Yeah, dude,
Like,
I
oh,
mean-
Josh, all right, settle down.
We were fighting about it in McDonald's a couple nights ago. And
We were?
yeah. Do you not? Yeah. Okay. Of course you don't remember it, but yeah. And I remember I
We
whipped
called
out.
too many juice
Yeah,
boxes.
you had to count too many juice boxes.
You are 19, so you
Yeah.
do not have to drink
Yeah.
juice.
I still drink juice.
Okay.
Yeah, and I remember like showing you one of the Zeppelin
Oh, you
songs
did.
that they
You
actually
showed me a
ripped
Zeppelin
up.
song. I didn't really listen in depth because
Yeah, you were like
I didn't want to. I don't
you
want to
couldn't
admit to myself.
you
but
wouldn't like listen to it. You were just shouting, "Greta does it better." Ah.
Is that how I
that's
sounded?
exactly how you sound.
Wow.
Can
Like,
we hear that one more time?
he's like, "Greta does it better." Ah.
was
It's
that
like
accurate?
actually what Justin sounded like. Ask Angela. She was
That
there
noise
too.
at the end is quite interesting.
Oh yeah, it comes out all the time after a few juice boxes for Justin. It's always like,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, after I do some
The sugar gets to him.
those Popeye sticks.
Yeah.
Those.
He has a couple Cokes, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yikes.
No. All right, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on, Ryan. And Justin, I'd like to thank you so much for stepping in for Ciaran this
Yeah,
week.
no worries. Hopefully,
Yeah.
Ciaran will be back next week, though.
I mean, hopefully he makes it home safely. I mean, you know what happens in Mexico.
What
Some
happens in
wild-
Mexico stays in Mexico.
Yeah. So
Especially with his uncle there. It's
Yeah,
boys'
he-
weekend.
I think
He's
the
on his own for the
problem,
most part,
with
so-
Mexico is that what happens there, or what's from Mexico, is not staying what's in Mexico.
All right, we're gonna cut it there. Josh, cut his
tune
mic.
in next week to hear Ryan's argument for why Trump is the best president in the history. But yeah, it's been a pleasure having you on, Ryan.
Thank you guys for having me. It's been a treat.
Yeah, it's been wonderful just to listen to your voice for the past hour.
Yeah.
Thank you. Again, just any hotline online, right there. for you
Ryan's
guys.
phone number
Any
will
hotline.
be posted in the description.
Any hotline, Christian Mingle, he's on there. anything you need, we'll post Ryan. We'll
Ryan's-
post.
Muslim matchmade.
he's
Buddhist best friend. and all.
He's big on the north of 60.com
yeah.
community. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good for you,
Good
Ryan.
luck that one,
Just
yeah.
really stretching out the horizons.
But yeah, make sure to vote on the poll for whether Ryan should keep his mustache or not. We're just waiting in anticipation to hear the verdict on this one.
Yeah,
So-
we'll get back to you next week on the verdict and go from there.
But yeah, we'll be back next week. We're gonna be doing our best to actually be up, have a new podcast up every week.
It's
And
been 2 weeks. Was that a 2-week intermission?
was it 2 weeks? I think it's been 2 weeks.
Angela was your last guest,
Yeah.
which was quite a while ago.
Yeah, so it's been, we gotta get on the ball here. We gotta toss out a few new videos too. So we got a couple things
And I'm
cooking.
hearing Josh's family outside watching The Office, so I might have to.
We're gonna have to pop
might
out
have
and
to join in.
go dabble on that. Thanks so much for listening. It's been a wonderful time. Have a great week.